Keanu must be listening and thinking, what is this
I know.
on?
Yeah.
He's going to come down and go, right, guys.
Yeah.
You're talking about Darwin Nunez.
Yes, people, welcome back to Never a Foul. Make sure you do two things for me. Please make sure you like and subscribe. We're talking on Liverpool. Should VAR, should the game be replayed? Darwin Nunez, Liverpool's number 9. Is it time to shine? Let's talk football. Cass, Sam and Daps in the building with me. First of all, I thought I'm going to go straight into it. Jurgen Klopp's come out and spoke about the VAR decision. Been hot on the press this week. The audio's come out. Before I actually dive into what Jurgen Klopp has said, have you guys all watched the audio, by the way?
Listen to it.
Listen to it.
Boring watch. We've listened to it.
What did you think? I just think it's a car crash of actually is that what goes on?
Yeah, that car crash. It's ultimately like
in the best league in the world.
You would hope that in the best league in the world, with the technology they have and whatever else, that it would be far, far more organised than that. But the truth be told, we've spoke on this on shows, when you look at there's certain grounds that haven't got cameras in the right place, and I'm not blaming the grounds, I'm blaming VAR, that they haven't gone and just done an audit to make sure everything's ready before the season starts, all the cameras are right. The fact that that's not working, it's a shambles. And even the fact that I think the two people that were probably speaking the most sense, I think were the people whose jobs pretty much are just to play the tape.
Yeah.
Not the referee and, the guys that are making the decisions. It's the guys that ultimately are the engineers that are, playing the tapes and whatever. They're the guys going, hold on, are you sure, and whatever. It's just a shambles, innit? I mean, do you know what? I'll even go as far as to say this is where the shambles starts with that. But then the fact that they came out and started making statements instantly after the game, right? That's a shambles, right? It's like they've been done for something. They're in the interview room with the police and they're speaking before they've had their solicitor arrive. Ultimately, they're just like, I'm just going to try and come up with an alibi. And then on Monday morning, someone's probably gone, what the were you not talking about? Like, because ultimately, if the truth be told, and I'm not talking that it's good that it's come to light.
Yeah.
But if they would have managed this right and not said much, it would have just all gone away. But the fact that they came out, made a stupid statement straight away, and statements weren't matching each other, and everyone was like, hold on, we don't know if the lines weren't drawn, we don't know where the blame is, we want to see the tapes now. If they wouldn't have said anything, and this is a thing, like we spoke about Ten Hag, sometimes after matches just don't speak, bro, you're in the heat at the moment. They should have took a page from that book, because now it's all out there, and bro, it can't go away. Because the thing is, I'll say,
I don't believe it.
They're under pressure now from every game.
Liverpool, I'm sorry, but like they will not let this drop, right? They won't, even if they don't get to replay the game or they don't get a point or whatever it is, like the owners of the club will not let this drop,
Especially if they miss out on something by a point or 2 points.
And before I hand over to Sam, because I don't want to hog the mic, but Cass made a good point. I think it was Cass, or it might have been even Soups, that now, like, I already have heard rumours of there's this thing called levelling up, which is where basically if a referee has made a bad decision, apparently there's audio floating about that certain people have audio of previous games where in the ear it said level up, that ultimately we got a decision wrong, so give a decision the other way, right? So now, I'm not going to lie, every time Liverpool play, you're
going to watch for the level up.
And I'm not saying it will happen, but bro, everything, the microscope is on every single game now, and they've caused this for themselves. So as for whether or not the game should be replayed, I'll let Sam answer that one.
Yeah, it is interesting. If people haven't seen it, obviously Jurgen Klopp's come out, made a statement that he thinks the game should be replayed. Obviously Tottenham won the game, everyone knows 2-1.
He's stepping it a bit too far now, because then I want some of my game replayed. Go get me some of the legends, man. Go get Rio Ferdinand, Vidic, Evra, and all that. I want to play against Barcelona. I want my Champions League.
I want Nani's red card taken
back.
Oh
yeah, 100%. Let's level up on that one.
Yeah.
You know what? Quickly before though, man, that audio tape did not sound right. not a chance.
Sarfo said to me, was it sped up?
Not, bro. When you
Is that what
listen
you're
to
thinking?
it, bro, why has it taken to yesterday, Tuesday, 2 days later? No, 3 days later, I think, for the audio to come out. I edited that. No joke. So there's corruption in this.
They've edited.
Yeah.
That's
they've done a bad job.
Like other than the beeping, when it's obviously for swear words and stuff, which is normal. Everything there's muffles and it don't sound right when it's cut and it's
because
you know what I mean?
was even
Conspiracy theory.
Even in the group chats, I was like, it sounds like kids in a park and no one's taking control. All it takes is one person just to say, listen, it's onside. Can you award the goal, please? And it's like, oh, by the way, it's onside. Well, you can't change it. Like, it was literally like everyone panicking. I was thinking, you lot are big adults. Someone just take control and say, everyone, silence. It's onside. Give the goal. It just seems like they didn't know what they were doing. And what I was thinking as well is that Liverpool wanted the audio. VAR could have just given Liverpool the audio. The fact that they put it out into the public domain, that's also dumb as well. They could have just given Liverpool the audio and said, look, here's the audio for you guys. You're the ones that asked for it. But no, it's like they've gone down into peer pressure and they've released it to the public.
It's important to do what Australians do and that you can hear everything on the TV.
Yeah,
and
another vote of confidence for that, Casminder. You're right, 100%.
Wait, what did you just call me?
Casminder. I always call you that, to be fair, in my head.
Oh, who's that meant to be?
I just make it up.
You Bedford Donny. Weird.
Yeah, anyway, but over to Sam. Yeah, because Sam, what do you think, before we get into Liverpool's side of Darwin Nunez, do you think this game should be replayed? Do you think, no, they need to move on and just suck it up?
Pause. Yeah, definitely shouldn't be replayed. Definitely should not. I mean, there's been so many games, incidents down the years where we've looked at it and, you know, you could replay this game, that game. What sort of precedent does it kind of set? But, you know, the audio is obviously a shambles. But the thing that I don't kind of get is that why, when they realise it made a mistake, have they sort of kept it a secret until the end? Not secret, but to the end of the game. Why not stop the game and go, right, we can't bring it back because we've started the game, but it was meant to be a goal. So, like a few years ago, I think with Villa against Leeds in the Championship, there was some sort of controversy about a goal. They let Leeds walk in a goal, basically, or Villa.
Okay.
Can't remember what side. I think they should have just gone back and said, look, we made a mistake. It was onside the goal.
Yeah,
let Liverpool walk a goal in.
William
back for Shakhtar. Yeah. Remember, he scored that goal that before he went to Chelsea. He scored that goal where, what do they call it again? A sportsmanship goal, one of them ones.
Yeah.
Where he should have stopped it and they had to walk the goal back in and make it fair.
They could have just done that.
No, we can't start the game, but this should have been onside. Both managers, can you give them the goal back? Yeah, we'll do that.
Do you know why I don't think they do that? I don't think they've done that because, like, they've rod off the what's the term? Rod off your own back. Is that right, Soups? Yeah, making a rod for your own back. That's it. The shambles that is VAR is that they're all nervous about everything.
Yeah,
and for me, it's like I don't get they brought in someone that is supposed to be taking charge of all of this.
Howard Webb, innit?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Bro, what a shit job he is doing, right? Firstly, because like you just said, like in anything there has to be a decision maker.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like there was a decision maker in there, right? There should be one key decision maker.
8 men in a swimming pool with armbands that can't swim.
Well, there was no decision maker in there with that, and then also the fact of exactly what you said there. There should be a go-to of what happens in these situations, right? That if this situation happens, and the truth is, right, because they knew we've heard the audio now, and we know that they'd got to a point where they were like, you know what, we know it should have been a goal, and they go, well, there's nothing we can do now. Yeah. I'm sorry, that was what. 15, 20 seconds later.
And went out for a throw-in for like 27 seconds.
No one had scored. There'd been no, yes, you can do something. You can actually go, hold on. Yeah. Like, you've started the game. And do you know what? If that happened, all of a sudden, this mess that is VAR, all of a sudden, we go, do you know what?
Fair play.
Yeah. At last, someone has used some initiative, which... They're allowed to use their initiative at times, but in this moment, they weren't allowed to use their initiative. Now, with the replay, no, you can't do that, because if you do the replay, then what minute did Curtis Jones get sent off?
20-something.
Right, so are they going to stop the game in like the 23rd minute and go, sorry, Curtis Jones, you now need to leave. Oh, hold on. At this moment in the other game, so-and-so got a yellow card, so you need to get the yellow card because the game had already got to where it was through what had happened on the pitch. So they can't do that, but... You know what?
It's a big lesson for VAR, though. I think when you look at it, that's top 3 howlers, and this is one that's brought it to light that they know they're under scrutiny now, and Howard Webb as well. They need to make big changes, but we're gonna have to see. Obviously, Premier League resumes this weekend, and there are going to be eyes in every single game. But Liverpool, football, on the pitch, they need to get back winning ways. They need to get back focused, because if you think about it, it was 17 unbeaten or 16 unbeaten in the league, and that was a record that I already said quietly went under the radar, because obviously they didn't finish the season in the top 4 last year, and obviously this season at the moment they're trying to get back competing with the Arsenals and Man Cities. But Sam, Cody Gakpo, he's out, or Poo. He's injured. We're not sure how long he's out for, but he's injured. And Darwin Nunez has had, a good start to the season. I think he's had a bright impact when he's come off the bench. Also, when he started, he scored against West Ham. Do you think now, after a year in the Premier League, adjusting, he had obviously people on his back last year, 75 million, I think, total package for the cost of him. Is this his time to shine? Because I think he's got something to offer Liverpool. I like his movement. I think he can finish when he gets his head down, and he causes calculated chaos. This is his time to get a run of games and prove it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think when watching Nunez at Benfica to the one last season for Liverpool, I think he was a completely different player. I think he's always had that chaos element to him, but he has actually been a decent finisher. Like, he has been a goal scorer. Last season, it was just like rabbit in the headlights. Every chance was getting bigger and bigger for him in his head, and I feel like he's kind of moved away from that a little bit this year, and he does bring that kind of element of unpredictability and kind of give space to Salah and Diaz to operate well, because he's a proper handful.
And he can just onto the left.
Physical. He's quick as well. Really quick.
Yeah, really quick.
And I mean, going into this game, I feel like the Brighton, how they set up is kind of tailor-made for him, really. There's going to be... De Zerbi's not going to back down. He's just going to be like, right, same again. I don't care. We lost 6-1 against Villa. We're going to play. We're going to play
after that, Watkins.
We're going to play the same
Do
again.
you think Watkins? Oh, what? Nunez going in?
Yeah, but yeah,
Good luck.
De Zerbi's not thinking like that. So there's going to be space in behind, space to run, and yeah, his main thing. He's got to take his chances when he gets them. And he actually has looked a bit more refined.
But against Newcastle, he did. Yeah, them finishes were very good.
Spurs are lucky, Spurs are lucky. Even with 10, this is the difference here. 10 men Liverpool. 9 men Liverpool.
Hold on. Do you know why they're really lucky, though?
Nunez, if he come on with 10 men and he just paved that way, there is so much space, I think he would have destroyed them.
And did you see that, though? So, when Jota committed that foul,
they were just about to come on.
Nunez and Trent were both stripped off, ready to come on, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but Nunez and Trent coming on in like the 75th minute in a game that's stretched.
And Trent can play them balls.
Bro, 100%. And if we're talking about
them over the top, don't he?
If we're talking about Nunez, yeah, you get a pause for that one.
That's what the whole point is to aim at you.
Sorry.
If we're talking about if Nunez will get this chance, 100%, I will say it now. I think Nunez starts. Yeah,
100.
Because you got to think Gakpo's out.
Yep.
Secondly, Jota, yeah.
Oh, he's out.
Jota,
he's out, yeah.
Jota got a red card.
Yeah.
One game.
And also, I know Klopp's come out and said, Jota got sent off and he didn't even touch the player in either. He did, right?
Yeah, second one.
You can try and defend the Jota thing. There's no defending that. That was just stupid from him. So Klopp deep down will be probably a bit pissed off at Jota. Like, even when Jota's suspension's done, I think he's probably going to be siding with Nunez right now, because he's going to be like, away from what happened with the VAR thing, you still need to understand you can't be doing that in those games to Jota. So I think Nunez. We have to be real with Nunez last season as well. Yeah, that I don't think he has had as bad a season as some might say. Start of the season, Liverpool fans, you did it on yourself. Haaland had a bad game. Nunez scored in the Community Shield, and the comparison started. Yeah. And from that point, it was like, right, you're just going to be compared to Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland broke pretty much every record. I think Nunez had a good start, and this season, look, we've already spoken at me and Cass. I think Nunez is a good player, man, and I think the more he gets used to playing with this Mo Salah that is kind of a bit more
playmaker
selfless, a bit more of a playmaker. Yeah.
He's playing like a Messi
we got Diaz back. Remember, Diaz was not there last season. Diaz is a player, and Diaz is more of an assister than he is a goal scorer. Right? You've got the midfield behind him. I think
perfect.
It's perfect for him.
It's like the perfect timing. When you think about it, for me, I look at Diaz, Nunez and Salah, and that's probably actually my favourite front three. And I think with Nunez as well, his goal to game ratio when he started is actually pretty good, even last year. And on another season, the chances he had last year that he was missing, he was getting in the right areas. That could have easily been a 20 goal plus in the Premier League this season. And now you look at it, Brighton away, they're going to have chances to score. They've got Everton at home after that, Nottingham Forest at home, Luton away, and Brentford at home. That next 5 run of games, Liverpool at the moment, they're scoring goals, 3 per game we're seeing. Nunez is going to get chances. If he can take them chances, he could easily be on fire for Liverpool. I think it's the perfect time.
Well, I think he's probably in the top 5 overall footballers in the Premier League. Is probably the most disrespected, Mo. I just feel like, even though he's not great on the eye, I like effective strikers. I don't care if he's not pretty as a striker. If you're effective, you're effective.
It's like
And
Watkins.
I think he's a big. I think he's a
Watkins
big
ain't a
game
great
player.
finisher, but he's a nuisance.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just
yeah.
always there,
I
roughing
think
out.
there's way more to Nunez in my opinion than Watkins. I just feel like now it's his time to shine, like to go and do bits.
I was going to say to Sam, I know for me, when Nunez comes on, off the bench, it's worrying. Like, you know you're going to have a handful. Like,
But even when he starts, it's the same thing.
yeah, to be fair, he's a handful. He is a handful, 100%. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, he creates chaos around him.
Yeah.
But Klopp kind of Klopp invites chaos, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The way that his teams play. So, and the way that Salah and Diaz can move off him, Szoboszlai as well, this kind of all just goes into this one big mix. And that run of games you said there,
Yeah.
and people be looking at fantasy Salah captain for the next 5 weeks based on that. Do you know what I mean? So it's,
Real chill. Yeah.
he's ready. So yeah, I think Nunez has got to take his chance now.
Well,
and keep
blessing
going.
Blessing in disguise, by the way, because Europa he can play Jota and he can play Curtis Jones.
Yes.
So that gives
Yeah.
him time to refresh
Yeah,
anyway.
100%.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
No, that's very true. And do you think, before we wrap up with Darwin Nunez, I don't mind if all you want to go on this, because of the pressure he had last year and he didn't quite live up to it, now Gakpo's out and he knows he's probably going to get a run of games. Do you think within himself he's feeling a bit of pressure? Because we're saying, Darwin Nunez, time to shine, we know he can score, we know he can create chaos. Do you think within himself he's like, I need to take this opportunity because actually it doesn't matter if I don't perform because I'm going to get the next game, but I actually want to make my mark now because Gakpo will eventually come back. Jota will eventually come back who can play centre forward. Do you think he's feeling a bit of pressure that he wants to deliver so much now?
I think there'll be a bit of that, but I think he feels more comfortable in himself in this team anyway after a year. Do you know what I mean? I feel like he's obviously he's got to fight for his place between him and Gakpo, him and Jota, whoever it is. But yeah, I feel like he is more comfortable in what he needs to do now this year, and I feel like we might see a more clinical Nunez as a result. He's not going to lose his chaotic streak. He's still going to be erratic sometimes, but I think Klopp likes that.
Hey, Gakpo is such a purple patch, man. Honestly, just get to the notion of it, man. There's nothing great about him, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Don't know if he's a centre mid, an attacking mid, a left winger, or a striker. He's a purple patch player, man. Let's be. What's he done?
This might allow Liverpool to actually just maybe find their best team.
Yeah.
And on that
exactly.
note, I think that's the perfect way to wrap it up. Darwin Nunez, time to shine. Like we said, Brighton, Everton, Forest, Luton, Brentford. No better time to get on your goal scoring boots. Guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Check out all the content and the live shows as well. And we'll be back very soon. Sam, Daps and Cass, big up as always, and Soups.